Today we're going to be talking about how to use Confido Legal with Actionstep. So here I am in my Actionstep account admin tab. And what I want to do is set up my billing email so that it connects directly to Confido Legal. So we'll go to email and SMS and then email templates. And we want to select our billing template if we're going to create a new one. I've already created one here. And a lot of this data gets pre-populated when you select billing template from Actionstep. So you can see that this is selected as the billing email template here. I've named it my Confido Legal test. And then Actionstep recommends a lot of pre-populated fields such as the invoice number here. So that way, when the subject, when you send this email out, the subject is pre-populated with the billing email. So we're going to leave a lot of that in place. Now, the one key piece of this is this link, the click here to pay link. So let's edit that. And basically what I've done here is I've created a open standing link, a standing link that allows you to add the amount that you are going to pay and any data associated with that payment, like the invoice number and the client name. If you're curious about how to create a standing link in Confido Legal, I'll drop this link in the video. This is on our knowledge base. How do you create a standing link? So it's key to create that standing link ahead of time. So now if I go back here, I basically in the URL, I'm going to put my standing link URL, but the key part happens at the end here. So I've used this syntax at the end of the link. The dollar amount equals, and then I'm using an action step field, the total amount due. This is the amount due, including the amount due on any retainers to that to my standing link. So now when I open that standing link, it's going to, excuse me, pre-populate the amount due in that field there. In addition, I'm also populating in the client notes field the invoice number and the client name as well. So that way, when the client clicks to pay, all of those fields will be pre-populated. And if you have questions about the syntax here, this exact same link that I'm going to link to in the video, you can see you can add the amount here at the end of the URL. You can add the dollar amount, which is what we're using here to pre-populate the dollar amount, and then the client notes field there as well. And again, I want to connect that to the action step fields, SP underscore statement amount due, including retainer. And then for client notes, I want to use, I've pre-populated the word invoice, so it just makes a little bit more sense. And then SP underscore our reference, and then client. I've added the text here so I know that it's the client, and it'll pre-populate their full name there. The text to display, click here to pay. Of course, you can change that to whatever you would like. So now let's look at an example. I just sent this out here. So here's an example of what this email looks like. It displays the total amount due to the client. And then if I click here to pay, you can see that that amount now is pre-populated into the payment amount field, as well as the invoice number 5 and the client name here. Then the client can easily enter their information, pay by credit, debit, bank transfer, or check to pay. You can automatically set up the link such that if the client enters a credit card number, then the surcharge amount is automatically calculated there as well. So you can automatically charge the credit card fee to the client at the time of payment. So that's the way to use Actionstep with Confido Legal. As I said, I will drop the this article in the link in the video so that you can see and have access to all the syntax there. Actionstep does a pretty good job of displaying these fields here that you'd want to use to pre-populate the SP_R reference, for example, for the invoice number, and then the total amount due is displayed here as well. So those are the main kind of pre-populating fields that you need from Actionstep. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to support@confidolegal.com. Thanks a lot.